annoyed that I've ruined your fun. I'm sorry. live! I'm going to turn this volume down because it is so loud. There we go. That's better. The music is always ridiculously loud. Hi, Ona Trout. Still the best name. I'm not even mad that you stole it because it's just great. I have a new theme and stuff because I was looking at sorting out my emotes and stuff. Not emotes, what are they called? Why am I so old? That music is so dramatic. It is really dramatic. I didn't quite realize how loud it was, because like I was saying, I got a new theme yesterday after the stream to try and sort out my
dispatch for you.
What's the word I'm looking for? Widgets. That's the one. What on earth was I doing? Because like for some reason, and this is probably me just being a real big dumb, but if I, as my own tech support, can't figure it out, then that's just it. I couldn't get the sound from some of them, so I just couldn't hear when people were following, and I had some yesterday, and I totally missed one. That isn't great, because I get so zoned in, and even sometimes when there's a sound, I miss it, so I need the sound. But I didn't have any, so I went through and I was testing a bunch that had sound. Well, it would help if I pressed the right buttons. Just like stand. I was just messaging. Why am I Cassandra? That's I was just messaging Dr. Distortion. Might happen at some point in the future. He is yeah, so I couldn't get my widgets to work, and then I found one that I liked that was it's actually from Genshin, which I have played a little bit of, I would like to play more of. I think I did like all the startery stuff and got the main, like the first person that you pick up, and like some of the main story done, but not really. But anyway, that's what the widget is now. And then I was like, it kind of doesn't really match my theme. So and I was like, yep, the theme I had also doesn't really match the game I'm playing, and I had this like identity crisis. So I was like, but I am pink. Pink is me. It's like that really cringy Riverdale scene where she's like, I am red. Red didn't exist before me. It's me with pink. But I found one that was very like naturey, and I feel like that suits this kind of area they were in. I went with that one. Basically a very long story about why I've got different people. Then I always change it back. I like to do you know, branding goddess or something. I only how are you doing today anyway?
Mercenaries.
Looks like Carta.
With both Templars and mages here, they'd profit.
So what we did yesterday, I know I'm cutting them off, but it's fine. We did all of the extra missions that were in here, which I thought was going to take like half of the last stream or half an hour of the last stream or something like that. It took the entire stream because every time I kept doing something, something else would pop up. Excuse me. Sorry, it's a little hard to hear you. Try moving my mic. If not, is that better? Is it the levels? Am I being a bad radio student, or is it my sign-up stuff? But I can turn the volume down if that's fine. It is quite hard to balance it out because the level that I have it in my headset isn't the level that you hear it, so there's that. But thank you for letting me know. And I was just asking how you're doing and explaining a bit of what we were doing yesterday. So I was doing quest markers and I thought it was going to take like 5 minutes and it took me the entire stream. So I was... Oh, moving the mic has helped good. Yeah, I think it was a bit far away from my face, which is... I kind of don't really think about it until I see myself in the camera. Also, I'm seeing my posture and I'm like, good God, girl, sit up straight. That's better. Yeah, so to the whole stream, I spoke to Cullen and we started that romance. That's the one that I think we're going to go down. We spoke to Iron Bull, who is the only character that doesn't have a scene at Haven. Everyone else has a little cutscene. We spoke to Iron Bull, who I know you really like. What else did we do? We picked up Blackwall, who is kind of my least favourite companion. He has like a potentially interesting story and the acting is good and everything about it is interesting. It just doesn't appeal to me. Whereas Iron Bull has very little story, but I just love him and I love his story. No romance for Iron Bull. I don't think the stream gods will allow it, is what I'm gonna say.
From
I think, like, as I've been saying, it's not really that bad, but things are definitely alluded to. You don't really see much, but yeah, you can kind of infer what is happening. So I don't know that the stream gods will be happy. That poor intern. That's one of my favourite stories of all time. Just the fact that they got some poor intern to
Must be an old dwarven
as a
outpost.
prank, as kind of a hazing thing to
Trade, maybe?
design
Your
and
guess
make
is as good as mine.
the 3D model of Iron Bull's area, shall we say, just to then turn around and be like, you realise that was a joke, right? Of course we're not going to put this in the game. Wow. Yes, his little iron. See, this is what I mean about you. You just have a way with words. Yesterday we did Big Fortress as well. Oh god, that's not a euphemism. I kind of moved on topics really too fast then. I lost my train of thought. Or can you say you're a poet? It's true. You're a poet and you can even know you're a I've been rewatching Ghost today because I finished. I've been watching Drag Race again from like season. Oh, I want to say 11. I think. No, it might have been 12. I might have watched 12 and 13 again, and then all of the All Stars that are on Netflix. So I caught up yesterday with the All Stars to the point where I finished the last episode of catching up on All Stars. Not catching up because I've seen them before, but like rewatching All Stars and the new episode had come out. So I was like, what am I gonna do with my life? Because my mum watches them as well when she's around. So she was over and she was watching them properly with me. Was it like a week ago or something? And I was just fully binge watching them while I was working back to back. And then she was about to go out for a bit. And she was like, oh well, before I go out, I might as well watch the finale. Can we just skip to the finale so I can see who wins? Because she'd essentially watched an entire season in a day with me. But I didn't think she was watching it. I thought she was kind of watching it very passively. But no, she wanted to know who won. And that was the season with Simone. So I'd watched an entire season before that. Heyo. Oh hi! Hi Liz! Everyone's name is the same colour on the multi-stream thing, so I genuinely thought that Iona was talking to herself, and I didn't even question it. I was just like, yep, you know what? That sounds about right. How you doing today, Liz? Have you been... You've been working today, right? You work most days. What day is it? How old am I? Where am I? Yeah, how's it going, boy? What are you doing? You missed, is it Leica? Goodness me, I can never figure out how to say that name. I think it's Leica in the chat the other day, and I was telling you about how I was having real bad lag problems with this game. Like everything was just juttering and really laggy, and I was like, oh no, what's causing it? I just updated my theme and stuff to an animated one. I was like, maybe it's that, maybe it's too like intensive on my CPU. Turns out I hadn't updated my driver in like 10 to 12 patches, something like that. Turns out if things are up to date, they're not going to work. It was super embarrassing. Back in tomorrow. Oh, sorry, I had 2 days off together. Back in tomorrow for a week straight. I keep meaning to send the pictures to my mum about the flat stuff. Where are you at with all that now? She's very proud of you, by the way. Of course she is. Mama Sue is always proud of you. That's why she wants to see pictures. She was very impressed. I gotta make that dollar to pay for your house. Yeah, boy. She an adult. Sorry, my screen chat is behind, like, just give you this. I've got a big light here. It's right in front of where the chat is. I couldn't see anything. You done 2 lateral tests and PCR all negative. Yeah, so many people are having to self-isolate. But I was on Facebook, like a middle-aged woman, the other day, and someone on there had posted that they had got they'd got a thing from the NHS out saying they had to self-isolate, and they were like, I don't know why I'm getting this. I haven't been anywhere. I mean, I've been working, but I've done tests and I'm fine, and I haven't come into contact with anyone else. So they rang Citizen Advice because they were like, I don't know what's going on this one. I don't know if it work. And it turns out if the app pings you, you don't actually have to self-isolate unless Track and Trace get in touch with you. Which I think so many people don't know and just presume that if you get the thing saying you need to self-isolate, this is it. You have to do it. Again, this is Facebook. Don't take my word for it, but that's what they said, and that's what the person said. Some advice. I've been camping all week in the Dales, 57%. So you need to start paperwork for your solicitors, I'm sure leave me alone, I'm doing it. It's like being back at uni. Wow, I thought I was old then, I was really fat and not really health. I was kind of talking to Iona earlier about if you want me to just use your real name, I will use it. I don't know if you want to hold that or have a third name from the stream. Liz is a bit different because it's in the name. The system is stupid. They spend so much money on an app that doesn't work, and that's what you said as well. Yeah. Which I think a lot of people don't know. I think some people are happy to have the time off, which is, fair enough, more power to them. But I think a lot of people are really stressing out because they can't go to work and they can't get any more paid time off. And they think that they have to self-isolate and they don't. Because that's what this person on Facebook was saying, and they were like, I'm struggling to pay rent and I have now learned almost at the end of this, and I've suddenly realised but yeah, I had to do the thing about the house as well. Nowhere near as stressful as yours, Liz. But my laptop broke. So say this film had to be in for the weekend. They sent it to me on like Wednesday. Or maybe like Wednesday or Tuesday, so I was kind of doing it, fitting it around work. And it wasn't even a long form, it was just like a guarantor's form thing, and I was like, that's fine. My laptop broke. I needed some information, so that took some time. And then my laptop broke. My laptop charger broke. I kind of talked about it on stream. So the abridged version is, my charger broke, or I thought my charger broke. I bought a new charger, plugged the new charger in, and it immediately started smoking. and smelling bad. So I was like, oh boy, it's not the charger, it's my laptop, and the pin inside the laptop is broken. So then I had to get a new laptop. Obviously the phone was on the old one. I had to redo the phone. I had to wait for the laptop and then redo the phone. It was a bit of a Cassandra, where are you? Cassandra, help me. Where are they? I'm doing here by myself. Oh, there they are. Someone spawned in behind me. We had 2 positive residences. Let's go off on me, so I get 2 weeks off. That is probably not the right attitude, but you know what? Can't fault you. Surprise 10 events, I'm still being paid, which is nice, but I had to cancel a family weekend this week. Kinda sucks. We stand isolation pay. Where are we running to? I always get so turned around in here. So, this is just an area. It's kind of the same as the one we did last time. It's just an extra. Have I been in there? Or is that a place that I just it's the same place? Anyway. But it's one of those places I get so turned around in and lost in every time. Because it's kind of like a maze, which is what they're meant to be like. They are. Oh no, these aren't ties, these are just leaves. Like all little ones that are really hard. But yeah, sorry, no Iron Romance, just because I think that's the stream god. Really mad at me. On the plus side, when we get Dorian, we'll have the Dorian Iron Bull romance, because I fully intend to do that. You get to hear all that lovely party banter. I'm so excited to get Dorian. He is my favourite companion. His romance is really sweet as well. But obviously I'm being a female Inquisitor, so he's just going to be my bestie. He is. He's great. I like him a lot. Dorian! What other romances again? I know Colin is big and Colin,
coming up through.
So for a female human Inquisitor,
More join us.
it is Sarah, Cullen, Iron Bull, Josephine.
That holds the dark spawn back.
Who am I missing? Who am I missing? Can't do Solus. Can't do Cassandra. I think that's all of them. Unless there's someone I'm really missing. That sounds right. So it's Sarah, Cullen, Iron Bull. Oh, Blackwall. I always forget about because I just don't really care about him. I feel like his love story, like his romance plot, isn't super interesting to me. It's very like pseudo forbidden romance, and it's not, because it's like you're the leader of this thing, and he's just like, because it's meant to be like, oh, I'm nothing from, like, I'm from nowhere, and you're like the leader of the Inquisition, blah blah blah. But it's just like, dude. He really throws himself a pity party most of the time, which I get is his character. He's kind of grumpy and kind of like isolated and that kind of thing, and there's like reasons for that. But it just, the way it's written for me, I understand why some people really like that kind of thing, but I don't. Whereas Cullen's romance is like just sweet. And if you're a mage, there is kind of like the, well, you used to be a Templar and I'm a mage, and there's kind of that like, how do we navigate this thing? But it's done really well. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going with. I feel like there's a door I need to open, but I don't have a clue. A pity party. It is! Like, Like, he's just really serious all the time. Every other character has light and shade, but he is just serious all the time. And that's just not interesting to me. Like, Cullen is the biggest dork, and I love that. From the get-go, you see, like, Commander Cullen, and you think, oh god, typical, like, Prince Charming style romance smooth talker. But he's actually, like, a huge dork who can't get a sentence out because he's that, like, embarrassed because you're hitting on him. And it's, like, it's very cute. Especially because of how he looks and because of how he's presented and how you presume he's gonna be. But like, I don't know. And then you get Iron Bull, who's into like what he's into, and the way it's done is very like non-judgmental, but also like not afraid to laugh at the fact that how he is quite forward. And the good thing about early shift is getting to leave early. Yeah. Your rota changed, so I work all pages once every 9 weeks. I have to do it early.
Remains relatively intact.
Pages? Is that right?
Certainly is.
I haven't.
Sturdy.
I can't read. Is that what you mean, or is that a thing that I just don't know what that means? And like Dorian's is very forbidden romance because he is an openly gay man in a country where it's not unacceptable to be a homosexual man. It's just not seen as like love. So it's seen as a thing that's like, oh, like most people do it, a lot of people do it, but you still then settle down and get married and have kids with a woman. And he's like, no, that wouldn't be true to who I am. I'm sexually attracted to men and love men and don't want to have it like the same life. At least that's where he is when we meet him. I don't know if that's going to change. But I doubt it. Character, I don't see that changing. So there's that part of it, of him coming to terms with like, this is new for him, because he's never met someone that he can do this with, that it's like actual love is involved. Especially because of the power balance and everything between you and Hunter and people not trusting him because he's Hunter and not liking him because he knows that they're coming back. He's also just a great character, like, he's just the perfect level of serious and funny. There's another guy behind you. I think I don't see you. Oh. Are you broken? There you go. That's like always my favourite. I don't know that it is my favourite romance. It's probably the most interesting and important of the romances. It's very sweet. It's just not what I've done as much, and also I don't find the ending as satisfying because I'm a sucker for a happy ending. I know that's a bit of a spoiler, but like, it's not an unhappy ending. He just has responsibilities that are not here, and it would be irresponsible for him to kind of not take care of that. I just remember watching another TikTok from a different streamer running to bed with Dorian. It was funny. Oh, you meant you're working late shifts. I was very confused because I'm like, I couldn't figure out if I just didn't read. Yeah, that is sweet. That kind of stuff gets to me too. It's very, he's a really well-written character and a really well-rounded character. And that's not to say that Blackwall isn't a well-written and well-rounded character. How? I'm too stupid for puzzles. I have 2 degrees and I almost spelt saw, as in like I'm saw instead of I saw something with my eyes earlier. I was like, oh no. I'm dumb. Where is this? do I get through the door? Is there a thing? Oh. I will not be making comments at this time. Well, there isn't even two, there's just the one. Thank goodness. This is why. So I haven't done one yet this stream, but it'll probably come up at some point. The oculariums, which are like puzzles with constellations, and you have to kind of match. So you get like a bunch of stars, and you have to make the pattern that's at the bottom of the screen. But none of the like lines can. You can't go to the same place twice. So if you've done a line, you can't go back through. That kind of thing. Oh, I spent like half an hour on one yesterday. It's just they break my brain so much because I can't remember what I've just done. What was the point of this area? I think that every time. I'm gonna presume that it's done because there's no more markers anywhere. I opened a door and I killed some people. Anything that way? Well, there's no quest marker for it, so who knows? So yeah, the thing I was gonna do last stream was talk to like Cullen and Iron Ball and Sarah. That's the other person we spoke to. Same with Sarah actually. Sarah is a character that a lot of people don't like, but I actually really like her. I'm gonna move my arm thing up if I can. I don't know if I can. Too weak for this. Ugh. Oh, I don't know that. Oh, don't hang off. Because she's like quite childish, and to be fair, I don't know how old she's supposed to be. But she's quite childish, and she's quite like dogmatic in her views and stuff like that. But she's still like an interesting and fun character. Her romance doesn't really interest me that much either. But it's because it's quite surface level, it's quite silly and fun, and I like that, but I prefer ones that are a bit more like if you were wanting to do a romance option that was silly fun and you weren't really like getting into it, but it was just like a thing that you could do, like an optional side thing that you're like, oh, I'll do this. That's the one I would do, because very little time has to go into it, and there's not much plot surrounding it. Right, so this rift yesterday, I spent a very long time trying to do. I'm just too underleveled. So, it's not even that I'm underleveled for it, because this is level 12, and I'm level... Did I level up in the... I think I did. I did. I'm level 9, and it's level 12, which is fine, because I did another level 12 rift yesterday, at level 8. Excuse me. Oh. Hiccups again. What's new? Still need to buy the thing to reset those, because I did the wrong one. Ooh, he has 2 points. Oh, it's because I haven't been travelling with him as much. It's the way that rift is set out, so it's in a cave, so you can't... Because, like, a big thing about doing the rifts is, like, positioning. If you can get yourself, you can get the Inquisitor in a good position, you kind of sort it, because then you can lessen the power of the demons and stuff like that. But because of where it is, they are like on top of you before you can even get close to the rift. I think I've nearly done this tree for Viv. Nice. Storming through. I've done everyone here. So from what you know of the romances, Iona, which one is your favourite? From what you've heard, and what I've shown you, I guess. I think you've seen some videos. So yeah, I'll come back to this rift. It's just because of how it's laid out. I was very close to doing it a few times, but it just got to a point where I was like, this is more effort than it's worth. There is another thing that I need to do for Varric here, but the dragon, she is in here, and she is really tough. So the dragons are things that you come back and do later. She is strong, but everything else we're done. I have a stream issue. What's my stream issue? Is it just on Facebook?
Dispatch for you.
It keeps pausing. Yeah, that might just be a Facebook thing. If someone who's watching on Twitch could tell me if that's a problem, that would be appreciated. So many pixels, goodness me. I don't have anything else open. Sorry about the quality not being great then. So I don't have anything else open on my laptop that should be doing anything like that. It could just be a spike, so I'll let things settle down a bit. I can see that my camera is lagging a little, and the sound is echoing. Let's have a look. Try and troubleshoot this. It could be. I'm sorry. I know I texted. My webcam is picking it up. That's why. So I'll just. There we go. That should fix it. That continues. Let me know. I'm aware that I have it twice on my mixer, but I don't know where else that could be coming from. In terms of the quality, I don't know that that's something I can fix while I'm streaming. I also don't know that's something I can fix in general. So for Twitch, I think you get more access to things like that when you become an affiliate. I might be wrong, but I know that I have everything on. Maybe I have things on low latency. I would just play and sort later. Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's see if there's anything I can fix right this second. No. So yeah, we will keep going. And I'll do some more troubleshooting as I go. That's good. What was I saying? Yeah, so yesterday the point of the stream was to get here, Redcliffe, and start that. Didn't get there because I just got so distracted and sidetracked with everything else that I was doing. Also, hi Phil. Sorry, I never really said hi to you. Thank you for the feedback though. It's appreciated. Is this another chest that I can't open?
We've had some success around here.
Love that bug. That's fun. Keep doing that, please. I am a tech wizard, but I'm also real big stupid. And it's a constant battle. So yeah, we're gonna go to Redcliffe. So, if you have no idea what is happening in the game right now, thing exploded in the sky, and loads of demons poured out, and everyone thought that I'd done it because I walked out of the big hole in the sky with a mark on my hand that can close the things that are spilling the demons out, which are the rifts. And we tried to close it. It didn't really work, but we stopped it from growing. So, ooh, sorry sir, I just ran straight past you. but we need more
Nice
power.
work taking care of the bandits. Corporate Vale will want to hear the good news.
So we need more power to close it. So our choices are to either go with the mages or the Templars, because they were fighting, and the thing that went boom was the conclave where they were talking about trying to solve the conflicts that they were having. But most of the leaders died there. And we're kind of trying to pick up the mess of what's left and also fix the hole in the sky. So it'd be nice if demons weren't pouring out and attacking us. There's also some strange stuff going on with the Seekers, which is what Cassandra is a part of, who also are in charge of dealing with the Templars and kind of keeping them in check. But we then have to choose now. So we've been doing things to try and help people around here to get more influence so that these parties will actually speak to us. Because we're kind of nobodies and we've been kind of denounced by the Chantry, so we don't have any support from the main religious group around here. So we've been doing lots of things to try and help people out and try and spread the word, and now we have been invited by the mages to go to Redcliffe and see if they're willing to help us try and close. This is a rift here. So close these things and close the big hole in the sky that's causing them. So that's what we're about to do, and that's what I thought I was going to do yesterday. But I got so distracted doing the other side quest. Yep, so we'll close this. Weird time magic here, though. I've not seen before, like these things. Ow. Sandra, your whole kit is designed to cut people off. I maybe should have swapped my party out because really it's not going to be happy about it. So these mages are rebel mages who left the circles they were in because they felt like they were being treated unfairly the way that mages live. They are either part of circles and constantly watched over. Sandra, literally being attacked. That's all you're going to hear me do is shouting at Sandra because her entire kit is designed to pull away from me. So I can over it and fight for this sometimes it just doesn't work. That's everything. So those mages kind of broke away from the religious order and the thing that they are like by law almost supposed to adhere to.
We don't know
it's
what
kind of
this rift
unfair.
can do.
They don't have a lot
That
of
one
freedoms.
appeared to alter the
Some
time
of them are
around
treated
it.
really poorly in the circles.
There are many mages in
They
Redcliffe.
broke away.
Maybe Fiona
That
will
puts
know
a lot
what's
of
going
people in danger because mages are really powerful. And if a mage decides to go rogue or work with a demon or get possessed, then kind of makes life really difficult for everyone.
We've spread word the Inquisition was coming. But you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one? Not even Grand Enchanter Fiona?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone. We've arranged use of the tavern for the negotiations.
Strange.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies. Magister Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expected shortly. You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
That's strange. She invited us here.
Is it just me, or is something weird going on here?
We should talk to the Grand Enchanter.
I agree, but right, something strange is happening here. Yeah, so like, one of the things I like about Dragon Age is it's very much like, this side is bad, this side is good, it's not like that. It's like, both parties have good points. and both parties are justified from their point of view. So the Templars are justified because they want to protect people from mages who regular people wouldn't be able to defend themselves against.
Look at that old thing. I'm surprised it's still standing.
There's a chest up there, but it's like a weird kind of platforming puzzle, and I am so bad at platforming. Can't figure out where the right place to go is. Oh, as if I did it. Oh, I think it's the one that's up there that's hard to get. I think there's another one. Yeah. Which I'd love to try and get, but I don't have 4 billion hours, so I might just miss that one. But yeah, it's really interesting how it's not black and white. It's not these guys are good and these guys are bad. It's very much open to your interpretation. Although saying that, it's kind of unfair to the mages, and I do understand why people are worried about them, but it's also like, you get no free will. You can choose to become a Templar, you don't choose to become a mage. And regardless of your history, you are forced to join the circle, and if you don't, you are chased for your entire life. So I kind of have more sympathy. I don't have that perk yet. I kind of have more sympathy for the mages.
Coming in now, say there are countless bodies lying butchered on the side of the road.
Oh, my frame rate is gonna love this area.
I remember the first time the dead walked these lands, when a blood mage poisoned
Oh, yeah,
our
also
Lehman.
blood magic is a thing.
The ashes of Andrastia herself brought the old
So
back
some
from
blood-
his enchanted slumber.
Blah blah blah. Some blood mages
Tell me about your people.
use their own blood,
They
but
say
most of the time they will use
dwells in a small
sacrifices.
lake south of the highway. The girls
Marilyn,
are
Dragon
willing
Age
to
2
bring
was a
daisies and
blood
ask
mage,
for
and she
love.
never used anyone else's
Rarely
blood.
does it listen. For 'tis a spirit of valor, not love, and it favours blood lotus flowers.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so there's a perk that I need to get into the other places. Like this is another one by the farm that I need to get. So I like it when the things are can't open. But me. Is there a door there that I can't see? Is it around the other side? Am I being dumb again? I'm being dumb again. Is this another one? What the fuck? Yes. No! Is this the same? No, it's a different one. I was like, is this the same door? Should I go to the same door twice?
Too many people dying for want of simple herbs. My apologies. Can I help you?
Are you running short of healing herbs?
Yes.
Oh boy, do I have healing herbs for you, I think.
I need the herbs to treat people's wounds. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather more. I've a list there of the herbs I need.
There are refugees
I was
who would
talking
benefit
to
from a healer.
Iona earlier
Of course they would.
about
These attacks by the Templars have
Link, my
endangered
little
thousands.
kitten, who is having his daily
But if I go to the crossroads to help,
during
I
stream
might end
nap,
up in danger myself.
she usually does.
I doubt those refugees would risk their
he-
lives for a knife here. Why should I risk mine for them?
The Inquisition honors the efforts of all who are willing to help in these dark times.
Last night,
Help the refugees,
he
and we
discovered
will ensure that you
that
are
blinds
protected
exist,
and respected.
and they have the little
All right.
pulleys.
If the Inquisition
And they're
soldiers
really
are
fun
there,
to
I
play
might
with.
suffer regardless.
So I spent a
I'll
good
find
hour
the
last
crossroads
night
soon.
trying to figure out
Give
how
me a
to
moment to
cat-proof
gather
my
my things.
blind as I was trying to go to sleep. So it's just the one on the landing. Is there more? Is that it?
May I help you?
Are you running short of healing herbs?
Yes.
He needs a rest after all that cable management. He does. I did send a very cute picture on Snapchat of just to make sure that the channel's updating, of him playing with my headphone cables, because he has so many toys, and yet cables and things are just more fun to play with. Cables, blinds, everything is more fun to play with, apparently. But yeah, I spent a good hour trying to figure out how to cat-proof the blinds. Couldn't do it. So I didn't want to open them because I like having them shut, especially on a night. But it was the landing one, and I just couldn't.
You're a fellow marcher.
Wycombe is
I
a
couldn't figure out how to
civilized
do it. I tried putting the
unlike some.
the pulley
Yeah,
thing
Starcave is pretty much a collection of houses
behind the blind. That didn't work.
Which
I
is
tried
just slightly
taking
less foul
the
than Tantervale.
twisty thing. I'm really good with the technical terms for blinds, you know, pulley and twisty thing. I took that off so we couldn't mess with that. Didn't help. Hey, I say your name wrong every time. Is it Ilhan? How you doing today? Glad you're here for the stream. Hope you're doing well. I am doing okay, thank you. Playing some more Dragon Age, talking about how my cat was being a bit of a nuisance last night, playing with blinds. But yeah, I tried taking the twisty thing off, I tried taking the pulley bit so it was behind the blind, and tying it round the window. That's the right pronunciation. Nice. How are you doing today? I can actually say your name. I'm gonna still say it wrong at some point, and I do apologise in advance. I will try my best. If the thing I struggle with, and the thing that helps me with your name, is I struggle to read Twitch names because they are often merged together, and because of how I process information, I can't separate the words, and I read them all as one word and can't figure out where one starts and one ends. Oh, finally a door I can open. Oh, you're very well. Glad to hear that. I hope you've had a good day. So yeah, I ended up just having to, because it's the landing window, so the landing blinds. I couldn't just shut him in a room.
Is made from the skull of a tranquil.
I had hoped they were safe with the rebel mages. I see that I was mistaken.
I figured they'd fled with the rebel mages. Poor bastards.
I had wondered where they had gone.
So tranquil are mages who have been cut from the Fade. They lose their connection with magic. They're basically... It's very sad. They kind of don't really exist anymore. They're kind of shells of people, so they can talk and they can work, but they have no personality and they can't really do anything. If they are left to their own devices, they don't really look after themselves.
I found the letter you sent a Templar named Corin.
Yeah, Kitten got shut in a room last night, but it meant
A
that...
letter from a rogue Templar.
Sorry about that. I hope today doesn't suck. I hope
What do you
today doesn't
intend
suck.
to do?
Thank you.
What kind of cover they giving you? Have you got protection? I see a suspicious lack of guards. It looks to me like you've been cut loose. Maybe you should look for a new employer.
Sorry, I was trying to...
Are you serious?
I also forgot to breathe.
The high and mighty Inquisition needs smugglers. All right, I'm in. Seems like the Inquisition is the safer bet these days.
Not Cassandra disapproval. Her approval is more difficult to get. I should have gone with Cassandra. I was going to, and then I was like, ooh, it's Varric when we've not had one of those for a while. So at like midnight last night, I had to move his litter tray from the bottom of the stairs and move his food from the bottom of the stairs and put it into the room where all his toys are, and kind of shut him in there, because I couldn't just shut him in that room or shut him in the bedroom or shut him in the bathroom all night, because then he wouldn't be able to get to his litter tray or his food, and I would have felt really bad about that. Oh my goodness, it was so much effort. Like, I was already super sore yesterday. Just because the fact I've been doing too much. And I was like, I went to bed early as well. I was like, I'm finally in bed, I'm finally settled. He started being a bit annoying, and I was like, that's fine, I shut him out of my bedroom when he's being a bit annoying.
Please, are you with the Inquisition?
As you wandered, have you by any
But then he
chance
started
seen
doing
a
that,
rat
and I was
that
like,
is,
no.
different? Lord
No.
Wolseley wandered off.
Then I had
and
to
he's
kind of
very
improvise. I might
special.
just leave the blind open
Find
now,
him,
though.
I'd be most grateful.
What makes your
Because
ram so special?
It's
Well, he's
such
always
an
brought family
annoying
luck,
noise as well.
and
If
his
you've ever
advice
had
helped us make our fortune.
like a draft
Your
and
ram
it's
offered advice.
like things hitting
He's
the
a very
blinds or the
special
blinds
rat.
hitting the window, it's such an
Your ram
annoying
has gone
noise, and
missing.
because it's on the landing
Yes.
and there's no
I'm
furniture to
certain
kind
that
of
if he
absorb
heard
the
his Jimmy
sound,
missed him, he'd
it's
come
so
right back.
loud.
He's
I
likely
think
at
if
our
it was
family's
anywhere else
old
in the
summer cabin.
house, even with the doors open, it
By
would
the
be
lake
nearly
in
that
the Southern
loud.
Hills.
But it was
If
so
you do
loud, and
find
I was
him,
getting
send him
so
back.
annoyed.
I'd be happy to pay
I
you.
tried everything today.
I'll speak with you
So
later.
I read that
If you find my
there's
ram,
like the water bottle
please send him
technique,
home.
just giving like a spray with a water bottle. But because of how cats learn and process information, there's a chance that he might not associate the thing that I'm doing with the thing that he just did. So he might not even understand why I'm doing that. Which is a bit of a waste of time. I know that this is just a conversation, but no, we'll do this first.
One of the rebel mages. She said it sounded like
And then I read a thing about putting
I don't want you talking
like
to the rebel.
foil, kitchen foil, on the surface that you don't want them to go onto. I don't have any kitchen foil. I have like a banner that's made out of similar fabric, material. So I tried that, that didn't work. I've been spraying him all day, and he knows that he shouldn't be up there, because when I move, the second he hears me move to come up the stairs or out of a room to tell him off, he moves and jumps down and acts like he wasn't up there. And I'm like, you know I don't want you doing it, but you won't stop doing it. So I've just had to... I was just far too tired to keep at it today, so maybe at some point. I also don't have a proper spray bottle. I have a water bottle that kind of sprays, but it just ends up with water everywhere, and the purpose of doing it with the spray bottle is that things don't really get that wet. You don't end up with like pools of water everywhere. But what annoyed me more than anything is the fact that I can't get him to drink as much as I want him to drink. He drinks a lot for a cat. He's pretty good at it, but still, I'm like nervous cat mum. I want him to drink his entire thing of water in like the time that it's there. And he doesn't. When I was throwing this water at him and it was pooling on the floor, he was then drinking the puddle of water that he'd been sprayed with from the floor, and I was like, this is not the purpose of you doing this.
My dear Fiona,
Goodness me,
it's
I was
been
like,
so long since we last
so
spoke.
annoyed. I was like, oh, so now you'll
You
drink
look
water. Of course you will.
Are you sleeping well?
What has brought you to Redcliffe?
Ooh, she doesn't remember.
We're here because
Strange.
of your invitation back in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
Something weird is happening.
That's very strange, because someone who looked exactly like you spoke to me in Val Royeaux.
Exactly like me? I suppose it could
Kiki
be
does the
magic
same.
at work. But why would anyone...
I was like, I
Whoever
want you to drink
or
water,
whatever brought
and
you
then when I'm telling you off and
The
punishing you by
situation has
splashing water at
changed.
you drink the
The
water.
free mages have already
I was like, it just
pledged
added insult to
themselves to the
injury,
service
really.
of the
I was
Tevinter
so
Imperial.
mad.
Fiona, dear.
I was like
your
mad, but
dementia
also
is
it was
showing.
funny, so I couldn't
An
really be
alliance
mad.
with Tevinter? Do you not fear all of
I
fate
felt like
is
a bowl
turning
of water
against
now,
you?
I must drink from the
Contrast
puddle
days
outside.
asked. I'm trying to think of a single worse thing you could have done, and I've got nothing.
Sorry, I was talking
As
then.
one
So what they've done
indulgent
is
to a
they've
magister, I no
aligned with
longer have the
Tevinter,
authority to negotiate with you.
which isn't the smartest move. Tevinter isn't the nicest of places, so unless you're born into a rich family, even if you're born with magic, because they pride themselves on magic, their Circle Templar system works very different to the rest of Thedas, whereas magic here is very... It's kind of taboo, and if you kind of almost get punished for having magic, even though it's something you can't help. In Tevinter it's praised, and they literally will kind of selectively breed their children so that they get the strongest magical ability. But unless you are very, very powerful, or from a very powerful family, or willing to do some real shady stuff, you most of the time end up quite badly treated in Tevinter. There's quite a bit of slavery in Tevinter as well. It's well, the entire city and the entire upper class of Tevinter is run by slavery. So yeah, It's not great. And then they've kind of volunteered that upon themselves. Yeah. Choices were made.
Very well. Who is in charge now?
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
No one with that facial hair is a good guy. Sorry.
I'd like to know more about this alliance
It's just
between
a
the Rebel
fact.
Mages and the Imperium.
If you're in a game and
Certainly.
someone has
What
that
specifically
facial hair,
do you wish
it
to
looks
know?
like the facial hair of the guy from the Hunger Games, the first one.
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Al Tegan did not abandon his lands during the Blight, even when they were under siege.
There were tensions growing. I did not...
I've just realised I'm an idiot. Not really adjusted the output. I will turn that down now. I adjusted the mouse. Desktop audio, which doesn't do anything. But not the.
Certainly.
Oh, I'm an idiot. There you go. That should fix it. I'll get there eventually. Terrible tech support.
The Grand Enchanter
So yeah, Kitten was not in the good books today, and last night. Once I put him next door, he was fine. He cried a little bit this morning. But cats do apologise, and last night he was apologising after the first time, and I figured that would be it, and he would learn and not do it again. But then the second I got up to clean my teeth and go to the toilet, he was immediately doing it again, and I was like, no. But then when I got up this morning, he was apologising to me again, and I was like, oh, maybe when we both go downstairs it'll be fine.
Very timely.
No, that didn't happen. I left him for 2 minutes while I was doing some work, and he came upstairs and started messing with it.
For the moment, the Southern Mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our legion.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children, those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts
Ooh,
are paid.
Fiona, you messed up.
If
You
you're
made a
leaving
mistake.
now, then let's talk. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
It is always a pleasure to meet a reasonable woman.
Oof, that was a burn. That face, she was not
Felix,
happy.
would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I am not surprised you're here.
It really does look like the facial hair from the first Hunger Games. It's how it kind of like flicks inwards.
Needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious indeed.
Does that mean you'll lend your mages to our cause?
There will have to be. Felix.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time.
That was odd.
Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Ooh, I know what's next. I know what's going to happen next. I remember. So I was going to go do the other things first. But...
Chauncey, you are in danger.
Dorian time. Time to go get everyone's favourite boy.
Very mysterious.
We'll be careful, but we need to figure out what's going on here.
Magister Alexius wishes only mages to remain in Redcliffe. He will approve of you.
does not approve of me. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
What does the Magister have against you?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages
Oh,
have
he's a
become.
tranquil, I think.
He says all tranquil
Yeah.
must
There we go. Immediately proven right.
I didn't realize. From your speech, I should have recognized you as Tranquil.
Yes, my talent for magic was insufficient to protect me from demons.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that happens if you're a mage. So you go to the circle and you have to undertake like a ritual called a harrowing. And you are faced with like a temptation, basically, of possession that's under controlled circumstances. And if you fail it, they make you tranquil. There is no way around it. So if you are too weak to kind of fend it off, or you're not smart enough, or you don't understand what's happening, or anything like that, they immediately make you tranquil.
I am an alchemist.
We would be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Thank you. While one lives, it is good to believe there is still a use for one's talents.
Nice.
Inquisition, huh? I wish to Holy Andraste you'd gotten here sooner. These two winters make my
That speech pattern doesn't freak me out too much. I was saying yesterday that the Tevinters, Tranquil, sometimes creep me out with how they talk. That one wasn't too bad, but some of them really, it's really monotone. And it's like something from a horror film, which is what it's supposed to be. It's intentional, but like, it's still creepy.
If you were happy in the circle, why are you here with the rebels?
It's the one from Dragon Age 2 where Anders' friend has been made tranquil, and it's like, you don't know, and you just hear the voice, and you immediately know. Like, you immediately know that he's been made tranquil before he has to tell you just from how he speaks, and that's really creepy.
Something's not right about that lot. They're not like us. Magic or no, I'd rather count myself among decent folk than stand with magisters.
How did the Grand Enchanter end up working with Tevinter?
1 minute, we were bracing for the Templars to attack.
Yeah, he's having his little nap next door, his kitty cat. Yesterday, he started the stream by sitting, like, yeah, right in front of my keyboard.
Be careful. The Tevinters likely aren't happy you're asking questions.
Oh, it's pointing out. Okay, we'll go explore upstairs. But I think it's because he'd had a bit of a snooze on the sofa before I came up. So wasn't immediately sleepy. And then when I kind of started and wasn't paying him as much attention because I was streaming, it's like, fine then. I'll leave, I'll go have my nap. But he is a very sweet and very good boy, and he's very, very affectionate and very vocal, and I love that about him. But he is also still a baby and still a kitten and still trying to push boundaries, and it's a learning curve for both of us because I've never had a kitten before. I've had I've had a cat, but I've never had a kitten before. So yeah, but he's great. It's all things that are kind of to be expected with a new kitty. He's still only like 2 months old, something like that. So like, when I say he's a baby, he is a baby. He is a really little boy. He's grown so much, sometimes it's hard for me to remember that he's still just a little baba. Dorian time! Are we hype? Are we excited? My mouse and keyboard are doing the thing again. I was not controlling it when it did that. Dorian time, Dorian time, Dorian time. Dorian time. Everybody's favorite boy. I like the name Dorian as well. It's a cool name. It suits him. It's the boy! It's the best mustache in all of Thedas.
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Ow. Goodness me. Saying Cassandra about you just not doing the tauntings. Okay. What just hit me? It's the boy! Oh, it's him. Goodness, thank you, Dorian. See, Dorian gets it. Dorian understands. This is a bad place to stand. These are all bad places to stand. Go around the other side. Don't mind me. Dorian is best boy. Dorian is the only mage that has his own special tree in the abilities tree. Because Dorian can do necromancy. Dorian! Look at him! Look at that boy! Look at that facial hair!
Fascinating.
He's so great. Hello, hello friend.
Exactly? You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do?
Another Tevinter. Be cautious with this one.
Suspicious friends you have here. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
Alexius couldn't jump to Felix's side fast enough when he pretended to be faint. Is something wrong with him?
He's had some lingering illness for months.
Look at him.
Felix is an only child, and Alexius is being a mother hen most
So in uni, I was once very delirious during my dissertation, and to take a break,
Let's say this once. I'm a mage from
got
Tevinter,
a
but not a mentor.
screenshot of Cullen and put like loads of hearts around it, just to be a dork. If I need to do that with this boy, he is best boy.
Stop talking like you're waiting for applause. Just tell me what's going on.
What? There's no applause? Fine. Look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
He arranged it so he could arrive here just after the Divine died.
Hi, magic.
Manipulating time itself? Many have attempted over the ages, but never once succeeded.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic.
You're a smart boy.
His apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never.
Smart boy with a grey mustache. I can't let it go. Some people, and I will never understand this. Some people download a mod specifically to get rid of Dorian's mustache. But it's just so perfect. Why would you do that?
But I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter Supremacists. They call themselves Venatori. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Alexius is your
Oh,
father.
that's a random jump.
Working against him.
For the same reason Dorian works against him. I love my father, and I love my country. But this? Cults? Time magic? What he's doing now is madness. For his own sake, you have to stop him.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time. There's already a hole in the sky.
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Well,
Also, his skyliner is
If the
perfect.
Venatori
I
are
love
behind
it.
those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
All this for me. And here I didn't get Alexius anything.
Send him a fruit basket. Everyone loves those. You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is
Varric
the first
appreciates
step in
the
turning it to your
sarcasm.
advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm
I
here.
also think maybe I don't like Blackwall because Blackwall doesn't really like Dorian. And I love Dorian so much. I'm like, I will have no bad mouthing of Dorian. Please and thank you.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
He is my favourite. Nice. So we can't have him as a companion just yet. We've got more to do than that. That is our first introduction to the boy. Ugh. So happy. Surprised myself with how happy I was to see him. It's like someone you've not seen in a really long time and you didn't realise how much you missed them until you've seen them. That was me with Dorian just then, because I haven't played this game in such a long time and I haven't watched anything Dragon Age related in a very long time either. And I'm like, it is like I'm seeing a friend again for the first time in ages. I'm like, oh, I've missed you. I'm so glad to see you. Only he's fictional and made of polygons. But just like the way he talks, and the voice actor does a really great job as well, but the way he's written and the way that the lines are performed are just so good. It's that perfect mix of sassy and snarky, but also harmless. Like, he will read you to filth, and read everyone to filth, but unlike Vivi, who's a bit harsh, he's like, I don't know, it's just funny, and like clever and witty rather than rude. Right, so what I need to do now is talk to everyone before I do. So I could start this. Where is it? It's not actually on as active. So I could start doing the next bit, but that is a big story moment, and that will cut off some of the dialogue options that I have right now. So I need to do those before I do that. So I could go to the war table and set that as my active mission, but I will do these things first, and I need to talk to people first before I do that, otherwise it will cut those off. Am I in 2009 again? What, from the quality or the game? Probably the quality, I am sorry. Also, hi, how you doing? I will try my best to fix it at some point. We kind of had a bit of a discussion about it earlier. And I can't really change anything without stopping the stream, so I will try my best to get it fixed for next stream. I don't know why it is quite so bad today. Where am I actually going? Oh, can I do this? Do I have Philandris on me? Let me just double check. Is it in here? Yes, it is. Oh, I don't have any, and it's so difficult to come across. So, I'll go do this instead. But yeah, I will have a look and see if there's anything I can do to try and sort it. I know it's not the most fun to watch when it's like that. I'm hoping that it's not just because my computer is struggling, and that it is something that I can fix within my settings. If not, it's going to require a bit more brain power for now. Because the thing that confuses me is that it looks fine for me on my Streamlabs thing. It comes and goes, but it's not too bad. Yeah, maybe. I'll be honest, my internet here is not the best. It does what it needs to do most of the time during the day, but I understand that this is way more intense. So, but I then don't know why it's in and out, because I'm the only person using it right now. So whether it's just... I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. I'll try and figure it out after the stream. Oh, I got another one that's good, but I can't use it. Forever having to wait to level up and then immediately I get another one that's good. I quite like her having the ice staff just because she's using... Excuse me. It's the trouble with doing things at a different level. So Varric is always going to have Bianca, but I do need to upgrade her at some point. Can you wear this yet? You can. Lovely. Can you wear anything else yet? One that is better than what you have. Is that better? It is. Okay. Get rid of that. And that. Gonna assume that that's not better. It does not. Be a high level for that as well. That's one potentially for Iron Ball, so I'll hang on to it. I need to really get rid of some of these. I have so many of them. Wearer of this belt. The wearer of this belt gains a small boost to attack speed and below that health. That's not very helpful for Viv. I need some more mage rings because Viv doesn't have any. Dorian's not going to have any. I think I'll keep those for now, but I will. Well, again. I could try that rift again. I'm a level higher now. I've got some better gear. Give it a shot. Where is there anything else? So there's my voice is going. There's that one. Can't do that because I don't have the Landress that I'm never gonna find. Everything else is good. That is so these are the requisitions I'm just not doing because I don't need them. They're like little extra added things that you can do for power and levels and influence and stuff, but I'm not gonna need that because of the way that I'm doing it. I'm not fast tracking the story at all. I'm doing all the side missions. You get enough from that. I can't do that yet because that does dragon, and I can't beat her just yet. She is quite strong. I get more of these. Get rid of that one. Can't remember what Iron Ball's got. Ooh. Oh, that's the one. Ah, goodness. It's like, oh, fun. And I was like, oh no, that's the same one from before. I just can't use it yet. Two of those, because it's two-handed. There is no point just keeping the one. So something I haven't really spoken about yet. Where is this? Is Cole, who we're going to get at the same time as Dorian, pretty much. Who is also a really cool character, and I like him a lot. So Cole is a spirit that is also a human, and it's I'll wait until it's like described properly and explained. Ooh, there's a landmark I didn't get explained properly in the game because it's more complicated than that, and even within the game, people are not sure quite as to what he is. But he is both a spirit of compassion and a person. And he is a really interesting and cool character. So he is written, the guy who wrote him, one of the head writers for all of it. I can't remember the name, so apologies for that. But I remember researching something, and in an interview, he talked about how Cole is written based on his autistic son. So the way he thinks and the way he speaks is very much based on his son who has autism. Is that too far away? Just. And he's just such a great character. And a very important character as well, because while it's not representation as such, because in the game he is not autistic, he is a spirit, but the way he's written and the fact that in the interview he's like, actually, that's where the speech pattern comes from, and that kind of thing, it's still, like, because I was like, I relate quite a lot to Cole, but I wasn't really putting two and two together, and then I read that interview and was like, oh, that makes sense then, because of how he sees things and how he responds to things. Is just returning that quest back. Also, he's just funny and interesting. Where am I?
Shall we have a look around?
Where is it? Is it in there? Somewhere? How? Oh, it might be in the locked building. I'm stuck. It's in the place that is locked. I'm going to be annoyed because that's going to bug me even more. It is, isn't it? No! No! Soon. When I go back to the war table, if I've got any more Inquisition points, I will put them all into the tree that will get me the perk so that I can open the things. And I'll go through and open all of the doors that were locked. Alistair and Cullen get compared a lot because they're both Templars, they're both blonde. You didn't know... Oh, the thing about Cole. Yeah. So, when we were doing our anxiety thing, the things that I did for that, the speech pattern was very much based on him. Because I thought his speech pattern was really interesting, so while I was doing the research stuff, I came across that. And he was talking about it in an interview. I think it was his son. It's someone directly related to him. So whether it's like a nephew or something, don't quote me on his actual relation. But it's like, it's someone who is close enough to him and is like a child, for him to have picked up on that. And I might go try this one more time. One more, and then I'll return to Heathen. Maybe talk to some people. I think I've got Josephine, Blackwall, Dorian, if he's there. He might not be there. He might be. Josie. Did I say Josephine twice? I might have done. I'm also going to do the thing of riding on my horse all the way there so I don't get attacked by 3 billion bears on the way there. Which is... My biggest pet peeve about this area is that this is a really hard rift because of the way it's laid out. But also, there are 1 billion bears around here. And all yesterday, I kept calling them wolves by accident. And I was annoying myself with it because I said it wrong so many times because I just did a mission about killing wolves. I kept saying wolves instead of bears. But yeah, so Cole is... Oh, right there. What was I saying about bears? Cole is a really interesting character. He has some really nice and very sweet party banter with other people as well. So he creeps out Sarah, but Varric and Solus both act like parental figures to him. Father figures, which is very sweet. Varric very much like the human side and Solus the spirit side. Cassandra! Just gonna pretend like I'm not being hit right now. Thanks. Can you please? Thank you. Can I disrupt this or am I too far away? Haha, you can't hit me because of the way the rocks are. Yeah, so Varric very much caters to like the human side of him, and is like a parental father figure in that sense, whereas Solus is very much like focusing on the spirit side of him, and kind of teaching him about that and kind of talking him through what that means and understanding more about himself, and it's really very sweet. Burning through potions. Should be okay. It's just tough when Cassandra's up here because things are still targeting her, but they're so close to me that they're still hitting me. It's better when she's further away. Heal. Heal. Stay up here. Did you not heal? Varric! Thank you. Who was you told? I'm trying to get back prisoner. Yeah. Okay. Lovely, lovely, lovely. But also it's then you kind of have the thing with Iron Bull where it's almost like the uncle who talks to you about things you shouldn't really. That makes it sound way creepier than it is. But like the uncle who's always talking to you about girls and stuff, or like relationships or whatever, and trying to set you up with people. That's very much his relationship with Iron Bull. Kind of like the uncle who's more of a friend or is like trying to be the young cool uncle. That's quite cute. Because Iron Bull is also quite creeped out by Cole. Because Iron Bull doesn't really, like most people, understand the difference between spirits and demons. Just thinks that he's a demon. And Iron Bull is terrified of demons. He absolutely hates them. But as the relationship grows between him and Cole, he's like, actually, you're okay. You're very weird, and I don't understand what you're saying most of the time, but I like you. And I want to help you out. That's quite cute. I feel like a lot of how I feel about the characters is quite a lot based on the party banter they have as well with other people, because you learn a lot about them that way. Like, a lot of the story comes through that way. I think we might have this. Touch wood. Cross your fingers and toes. I think we're okay. I think that little bit of extra armor and attack and stuff. Yeah, nice. First try, look at that. Because I felt the moral support, that's what it was. I was talking about nonsense, and I had moral support. you go. But yeah, I was talking to Dr. Distortion last night about it because I was messaging him and saying that because he was telling me about a game that's coming out, and he was making a comment about like how you are on 1 health because you are so underleveled and you still end up winning and it's really fun. And I was like, yeah, that was me playing Dragon Age on stream, where I tried the same rift like maybe 5 or 6 times and spent half an hour trying to do it. Oh, this is new. Oh, I'm so glad I did it. It's done. I realised that it was already marked. I'm dumb. I did not need to put a point of interest down. But it's just habit at this point. Can I get in here? I need a key. Oh. Oh, is this it? Yeah. Can I actually get in here though? Oops. Fire a bolt at the lock, that works. I mean, that is what works in Resident Evil, you can just shoot locks. I was watching the Achievement Hunter playthrough of the newest one, because I'd heard that it had got really good reviews and there was quite a lot of hype around it. But then I watched the playthrough. It is really good. Like, I've never really played Resident Evil, partly because I'm a wimp, and partly because they're not the type of games I tend to play. Oops, what am I doing? That's the button I was looking for. Back here. But no, it looks really good. I was really enjoying the playthrough. And sometimes when I don't like the game as much, I just like the Achievement Hunter commentary. But I also liked the game this time, which was nice. Oh, it's loading. It's taking its time. Yeah, I think I'm getting another, like, spike. I can kind of tell when it's happening because my camera messes up. Right, so where's Blackwell? I think he's down here. First. Get it over and done with. I'm being very dramatic. I don't mind it that much. He's my least favourite character. It doesn't mean I don't like him as a character. Just kind of leaning into it now. But it is weird that Iron Bull is the only person that doesn't have a cutscene. Like, this isn't much of a cutscene, but it's like still a cutscene. You don't have one with Iron Bull.
If I hadn't been saved by the Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard. The breach, the Divine's death, the Wardens. It doesn't make sense. There's so much we don't know.
Your experience with the Wardens will certainly be useful.
Mostly the treaties, I expect. Old parchments you're welcome to. What about you? How do you fit into all this?
I just want to help stop the war. Try to put things back in order.
A worthy goal, one I'm happy to support. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers.
Like, that was barely a cutscene, but it was something. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this was a weird place to do this. Like, talking between a building. Not flirting with Blackwall. Sorry. I'm not doing it.
You must know a lot about them.
The Wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
Also, the thing I think that irks me the most about this romance is the fact that it's meant to be like, oh, I'm the lowly bad boy, like, loner type, like, dirty and gross and grimy, and that's meant to be the appeal of it. But, like, he's very vanilla, and it's like, it's kind of not like that. It's all talk, really, and it's like the game, and maybe it is a little bit down to the writing, but it tells you that rather than shows you it, whereas everything else kind of shows you these things, and like the relationship and things like that, whereas this tells you quite a few times that Blackwall's like not good enough. Or that he thinks he's not good enough. And I get that it's difficult to kind of show that without him explicitly saying it a couple times. But it is also like the dirty nobody who doesn't... Also, people not showering is not attractive. And that's kind of the angle they go for. There's a point where Dorian just reads him for the fact that he's like... he needs to get more acquainted with a bar of soap and a bathtub. And I'm like, that's not charming. Or... like an endearing quality for me. I don't know. I get that it's like a thing in romance, like the genre of romance, of like the warrior type dripping in sweat who's not had a bath in months. Yeah, it is gross. It's gross. It's just gross. It's like come on now.
What did you do before you became a warden?
But like the game kind of pushes it that it's a, and I know it's like a thing in romance, and it's like a whole genre and a whole like stereotype, that's what I was looking for, of like the guy in the romance. But I just no.
Perhaps one day it will fade away.
Just no. And a beard like that, you need to wash that. That's gonna get so much food in it. I'm fine with beards. I like beards. I have nothing against beards. But it's like, if you're gonna have one, it's just hair. It's like you need to wash it like you wash your hair. Only more so, because food. Not like pouring food on my head, but if I had a beard, I would constantly be shoveling food in my mouth and just have... Like, I would be the worst person to have a beard. Because the second that my hand gets to here, I can't... If I spill, I spill. I can try my hardest, but as soon as I can't see the food anymore, I'm like... Every indie boy, it is that. It's very that. Very that, like, I'm different because I don't shower. I'm like, no! No! Please! I feel like I'm being very judgmental, but please. Or a free snack pocket on the face. That would be me with a beard. I would be the worst person with a beard. Like, if I... The number of times in a week that I have to change my top at least once. Oh, is this all? Just the standard stuff. That didn't take too long.
You are, after all, in charge.
I mean, I'm fully not, but more power to you. You don't need to talk to Josie. I haven't really spoken to Creme. Hi, Creme. Especially the big bushy ones, yeah.
Can we talk about the Bull's charges?
Best company you'll find from here to the Anderfells. In my time with the chief, we've gone up against...
Yeah, I would just fully have stuff in my beard constantly.
You'll never doubt we're worth it. Want to know anything in particular?
It would gross me out finding stuff in my own beard.
Noble to treat you like bandits, yeah.
Ugh, no, that's so gross. No. You could hide a granola bar in there.
We accept surrenders for
I look at the mental image of like midway through the day just being like, excuse me, and then just pulling out a snack.
We'd want the same for any of our...
I also don't think I have a face that would suit a beard. My face is quite small.
Do the chargers specialize in anything from a tactical standpoint?
Like, my face is quite round. I don't really have the bone structure to pull off a good beard. You need the, like, in bit there, so then you have, like, the shape. That's not to say that people who can grow beards shouldn't grow a beard if they have a round face. I just don't think it would suit me personally. It's the same thing about being bald. I would be really worried if I went bald for whatever reason because I'm worried that I'd have a weird shaped head. Don't care about anything else. Just don't want to have a weird shaped head underneath. Like, and it's one of those things, if I looked at someone else who was bald, or looked at someone else who had a round face and a beard, I wouldn't think, oh, that's weird, that doesn't work. But if it was on myself, I would fully be like, no, don't want. I feel like I have quite, like a... I don't know, I sometimes can't decide if I have a big head or a small head. Please don't take this out of context. Ugh. Have you bugged, Graham? There you go. And you've bugged. Good talking to you, Graham. Try that again, something. That is the bugged chest. Not that this game has a few bugs or anything, but it's a fairly big game, so I shall let it off for having the odd bug here and there. Vivian is in there. Is there a Dorian here? There is not a Dorian. Is there a Dorian anywhere? There is not a Dorian. He must come later then. So Viv is there. Josie, let's look up Josie. We've done Josie's cutscene, we just haven't done her. This is the wrong way. We haven't done the rest of it, like the...
Lady Trevelyan. May I have a moment?
Yes, anything for you, Josie? Josie's sweet.
Yes, Ambassador?
I'd like to discuss your parents.
Not flirting with Josie either. She has a very, like... Hers is the actual forbidden romance in this, because she is, her romance plot centers around the fact that her family is in trouble money-wise. What are your thoughts? Should we approach the family in their fullness? Or their fullness?
With Trevelyan's, my presence may close more doors than it opens. My family and I are not on the best of terms.
I'm sorry to hear.
She's a mage. That's probably the most logical answer. Yeah, so Josie's family are having problems money-wise, and she is the eldest, so it is her responsibility to kind of take over the family and the parents. But the way that it works out for her to do that is her to marry someone else. So if you love her and you're in a relationship with her, there's that, and you can kind of fight for her honor and that kind of thing.
Even though I'm a mage, that doesn't give them pause.
So hers is the actual forbidden romance type thing, where it's like you find another way around to fix the problem, and kind of break up the arranged engagement.
You could do as you pleased if it didn't bother anyone. Rest, study, find a hobby. The worst fight I saw was 2 Templars scuffling over a tavern bill.
You didn't encounter any difficulty with the Templars?
The Templars left me alone. I extended them the same courtesy.
I'm sure it was for the best.
Also, she's just a nice character, and she has an interesting story, regardless of the romance, which I won't spoil too much because we will do that at some point.
This can't be what you're accustomed to, Ambassador.
One adjusts. I stay busy.
But like, it's interesting because she has, on the surface, less of a personality than the other. What's the word I'm looking for?
Don't worry about me. Haven's more than livable.
Consultants? No.
If that is how you feel, I'm pleased to hear it. Until next time.
What is the word I'm looking for? My brain's gone blank. Advisors, that's one.
Tell me how you came to work for the Inquisition again.
But she, the more you talk to her, the more you kind of spend time with her, you realise that's not true. It's just that hers is more subtle.
Such unrest in Thedas, and the Inquisition seems a promising method to stop it. It's to
And they, as the kind of thing progresses, Liliana and Josephine have quite a cute brother-sister relationship with Cullen, where they kind of team up and pick on him. Like, it's almost like Liliana's the eldest out of all of them, and Josie's the little sister, and they kind of bully Cullen, who's in the middle, but in a very like sisterly, loving way.
I can only imagine the bloodshed if it escalates.
So that's quite fun. And it's those little moments that I really like in the Dragon Age games, because they fully could just have the war table be just music and there's no talking, but there is like banter in the same way that there's a party banter when you're exploring. There is party banter when you're at the war table, and I like that. It helps to flesh out the characters a little bit, and it really kind of drives home the idea that they have lives outside of you talking to them, so that even if you're not participating in the conversation, they still talk. And it's such like a video game thing of like the other characters not really talking to each other unless it's a scripted thing, like a cutscene or whatever. But the party banter is, for the most part, random. Some of it is structured, so some of it they will talk about this, like it's like a scene that is broken into parts for the party banter. So Cole and Dorian have one like that. Iron Bull and Dorian have one like that, where it's like you have one part, you have one bit of party banter, and then a little bit later, you'll get the rest of that story of party banter. I like it. It's an extra added thing that I think would be. It would make the game very different if it wasn't there.
I was less than sterling company when I was younger.
Modest in temper, bold indeed.
You know the Trevelyan family motto?
Heraldry is a passion of mine.
What did you do before coming here?
I had the great honor of serving Antiva's crown as ambassador to
I like that colour play.
I'm also first in line to become the head of
If you can see it, and it's not just a bunch of pixels. It's like a very royal blue. I quite like it. So I was looking at like colours for houses and stuff, like interior design stuff. I've always liked that. I used to do that stuff when I was playing The Sims and got really into that. But now it's like thinking about doing it in my own life, which is both good because it's like tangible, but bad because money. But I really like that kind of royal, it's not royal green, what's that equivalent? Emerald green, like a velvety like colour, like kind of viridian green is an accent colour. And so many people have them, like, have that colour sofa now, and I love it. So good, it looks so nice. It goes with quite a few colours as well, more than I thought. Like I've seen them in different settings and they look nice. They're expensive though. But one can dream. Also you can get like sofa covers, and a lot of the ones I've seen are not nearly as expensive as a full sofa like that. But still look really nice, which is good. It would just be whether it fit properly.
Make no mistake, every noble house, every throne is waiting to see what the Inquisition does.
So I'll finish talking to Josephine and then I will go to the war table and set the mission active. So we are going to side with the mages. Not really side with them, but we're going to ask them for help. You know, because we are a mage. I like Dorian. We've kind of spoken to them a bit more. Clearly there's something going on there that we need to fix. And I know that there is with the Templars, but this seems like a more of a pressing issue rather than just on the surface. It seems like they just don't want to work with us. Like the Templars just are having their own problems, but don't seem... they don't seem as in a bad situation, which isn't the case, but from this point in the story, that's kind of how it is. So we'll do this, and then that will be today's stream, because it's already 10 to 8. The stream has just
blown by today. I'm gonna have no voice because I've been doing way more talking than normal. That is not a bad thing. So this is the thing that's the one that we need. But we need... Can we do it? Oh, we can do it. Great, so we can get more of these next time as well. That's the thing, and then we need to open the doors. Do we have any of these to actually collect first? Yes, we do. I also like the element of choice with the war table missions. My only qualm about the war table is the fact that it's like on a timer. So you set something going and you have to wait for the timer to go. But there are so many guides on who is the right person to choose. But the rewards you get is different. Rewards you get is different. It's not English. The rewards you get require stealth if you skilled agents given enough time.
Let's see what we have.
Do that. Don't need to do that just yet. Relatives. Yeah, I don't need to do that. Seems more political. We've done those. Let's see if there's anything on your lay side that Cullen can do. That's the mount. Get Cullen to do this one.
To work?
Great, so then we can... Which one is it? In Hush Whispers, this is the one. So yeah, choosing the mages will make it impossible to work with the Templars. Redcliffe Castle and the mages who could close the breach are under the control of the Magister... My cable is in the way. Garion Alexius. A venatory cultist with an unhealthy interest in Trevelyan. That confused me, but that is my name. And the power to reorder time itself. He has kindly invited Trevelyan to the castle alone to negotiate. It's an obvious trap, but Liliana and her agents can infiltrate the castle and remove the venatory threat while Alexius' attention is diverted. A dangerous game, but it's our best chance. Let's go.
We don't have the manpower to take the castle. Either we find another way in, or give up this nonsense and go and get the Templars.
Redcliffe is in the hands of a Magister. This cannot be allowed to stand.
The letter from Alexius asked for the Herald of Andraste by name. It's an obvious trap.
Isn't that kind of him? What does Alexius say about me?
He's so complimentary that we are certain he wants to kill you. Not this again.
Redcliffe Castle is one of the most defensible fortresses in Ferelden. It has repelled thousands of assaults. If you go in there, you'll die. And we'll lose the only means we have of closing these rifts. I won't allow it.
And if we don't even try to meet Alexius, we lose the mages and leave a hostile foreign power on our doorstep. Even if we could assault the keep, it would be for naught. An Orlesian Inquisition's army marching into Ferelden would provoke a war. Our hands are tied.
The Magister
has outplayed us.
The Magister's son, Felix, told me Alexius is in a cult that's obsessed with me. I doubt they'll graciously receive our apologies and go about their business.
They will remain a threat, and a powerful one, unless we act.
We cannot accept defeat now. There must be a solution.
Other than the main gate, there's got to be another way into the castle. A sewer? A watercourse? Something.
There's nothing I know of that would work.
Wait. There is a secret passage into the castle, an escape route for the family. It's too narrow for our troops, but we could send agents through.
Too risky. Those agents will be discovered well before they reach the Magister.
That's why we need a distraction. Perhaps the envoy Alexius wants so badly.
Focus their attention on Trevelyan, while we take out the Tevinters. It's risky, but it could work. Fortunately...
Dorian! It's the boy!
This man says he has information about the Magister and his men.
Hi Dorian, how you doing? Missed you.
Your spies will never get past Alexius's magic without my help. So if you're going after him, I'm coming along. The plan puts you in the most danger. We can't in good conscience order you to do this. We can still go after the Templars if you'd rather not play the bait. It's up to you.
Let's do this. Also, this is what I meant about the power thing. It's not really going to be a problem for us. So we will... Dorian is locked in. Who else do we want? Ooh, choices! So, ideally... Actually, I don't think it's going to make any difference. I was going to say ideally we would take people that would be happy that we're siding with the mages, but I think everyone responds to it regardless of whether they're here or not. So, that being said, who is the best to take? Sarah... I kind of want to take Solus, but I do need... a Cass. I do need a warrior, at least, and Cass is probably the best option for that. So I'll load this in. I know it's not quite 8 yet, but I will probably end it here because this is going to be all of next, all of the next stream probably. I can't quite remember how long In Hushed Whispers is, but I know it's a big plot one. Oh, it's already starting. Can I can't save.
Announce us. The Magister's invitation was for Mistress Trevelyan alone. The rest will wait here.
They have to accompany me. You wouldn't deprive me of my attachés, would you?
It's fine, there's another good place we can stop after this.
My Lord Magister, the agents of the Inquisition have arrived.
My friend, it's so good to see you again. And your associates, of course. I'm sure we can work out some arrangement that is equitable to all parties.
Are we mages to have no voice in deciding our fate?
Fiona, you would not have turned your followers over to my care if you did not trust me with their lives.
Of course she trusts you, Alexius. I'm sure lots of people put their lives in your hands. You have one of those faces.
Yes, the Magisterium tells me that so often. Shall we begin our talks? The Inquisition needs mages to close the breach, and I have them. So, what shall you offer in exchange?
Don't bother. I know that you invited me here to kill me.
If you believe that, I marvel that you chose to come anyway.
She knows everything, Father.
Felix, what have you done?
We made sure to disarm your trap before we came in. I hope you don't mind.
I've yet to see your cleverness, I'm afraid. You walk into my stronghold with your stolen mark, a gift you don't even understand, and think you're in control. You're nothing but a mistake.
Rude.
What do you know about the Divine's death?
It was the Elder One's moment, and you were unworthy even to stand in his presence.
Father, listen to yourself. Do you know what you sound like?
He sounds exactly like the sort of villainous cliché everyone expects us to be.
Dorian, I gave you a chance to be a part of this. You turned me down. The Elder One has power you would not believe. He will raise the Imperium from its own ashes.
Blah, blah. My cult is better than yours. I've heard it 1,000 times.
Well, you know, it's a chance for the Imperium to really one-up that whole starting the Blight thing.
He will make the world bow to mages once more. We will rule from the Boric Ocean to the frozen seas.
You can't involve my people in this.
Alexius, this is exactly what you and I talked about never wanting to happen. Why would you support this?
Stop it.
I love that that's in the background, like that it's not in the focus. You just hear the arrow noise and see the person fall. So well done.
No, It's the only way, Felix. He can save you.
Save me?
There is a way. The Elder One promised if I undo the mistake at the temple.
I'm going to die. You need to accept that.
Seize them, Venatori. The Elder One demands this woman's life.
Your men are dead, Alexius.
You are a mistake. You should never have existed.
Rude. Drama. This is going to be a very good place to leave it because it is fully a bit of a cliffhanger.
Blood of the Elder One. Where'd they come from?
All these people.
Interesting. It's probably not what Alexius intended. The rift must have moved us to what? The closest confluence of arcane energy?
The last thing I remember, we were in the castle hall.
Let's see. If we're still in the castle, it isn't. Oh, of course, it's not simply where, it's when. Alexius used the amulet as a focus. It moved us through time.
Did we go forward in time or back, and how far?
Those are excellent questions. We'll have to find out, won't we? Let's look around, see where the rift took us. Then we can figure out how to get back. If we can.
What was Alexius trying to do?
So we're either in the past or in the future. We don't know yet.
If that happened, you would never have been at the Temple of Sacred Ashes or mangled his Elder One's plan. I think your surprise in the castle hall made him reckless. He tossed us into the rift before he was ready. I countered it. The magic went wild, and here we are. Make sense?
It just seems so insane.
I don't even want to think about what this will do to the fabric of the world. We didn't travel through time so much as punch a hole through it and toss it into the privy. But don't worry. I'm here. I'll protect you.
I know you will, Dorian. Stupid
There were
boy.
others in the hall. Could they have been drawn through the rift?
I doubt it was large enough to bring the whole room through. Alexius wouldn't risk catching himself.
Alexius mentioned an Elder One in the hall. Do you know who he was talking about?
Leader of the Venatori, I suspect. Some magister aspiring to godhood. It's the same old tune. Let's play with magic we don't understand. It will make us incredibly powerful. Evidently, it doesn't matter if you rip apart the fabric of time in the process.
You have a plan to get us back, I hope.
I have some thoughts on that. They're lovely thoughts. Like little jewels.
Right, and oh, why can I not save yet? Now I can save. Right, so with that, I will leave this here and we will pick up again tomorrow. So I've done a save, I've done a safety save. So yeah, that is me for today. I worked out pretty good timing actually, it's 5 past now. So we will pick this up tomorrow and probably most of tomorrow's stream. We'll be dealing with the fallout of this and figuring out where we are or when we are and what the next plan is. So yeah, thank you for joining. I will now go and try and fix the quality issues and the kind of lagging issues that I was having. Have a look at that. It's getting quite dark now. So yeah, I will try and get that fixed for tomorrow. If you're not in the Discord, check out the Discord. There is a link on my homepage, and if there's any updates about the stream or anything, I'll post it in there. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye!